Okay, it's day 3 of Euro 2020/2021. Well, the predictions went well yesterday. Wales 1, Switzerland 1, as predicted here first. Belgium 3 and Russia 0, as predicted here. There you go. Sadly, the Denmark and Finland game didn't quite go to plan, and hopefully, well, Christian Eriksen, hey? How about that? That was a very, very surreal watch. I do think the camera stayed a bit too long on that. Anyway, let's not dwell on that point. Hopefully he has a quick recovery and is good to go again. Anyway, but every cloud has a silver lining. If you'd followed my predictions, you would have won some money yesterday. In fact, I think I did put some money on it and won some. So there you go. Let's see how we get on today. Of course, the huge game today. Yes, Hartlepool United versus Stockport County in the National League playoff semi-final. It's coming north, not just coming home. Hopefully. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. It's England-Croatia today. Okay, England, let's talk about them. I've got a few notes here, as per usual. Not that it makes any difference, because I'm not editing any of this. I believe there's 22,500 supporters allowed in Wembley today, which is definitely good news. So that will help England along the way for sure. But as per usual, we're all over-optimistic in England. Every tournament it happens, and every tournament we seem to get disappointed. But not this time. We're going to be good this time. Honest, it's coming home. It's definitely coming home. We did get a bit of revenge against Croatia. They knocked us out of the World Cup, if you remember, in 2018 semi-final. We got revenge against them in the Nations League, the European, what is that called? The European Nations League. We beat them in that. We did have a 0-0 draw in between the two matches though. But England had a really good qualifying. I think it was more or less flawless. A couple of draws, although did Czech Republic beat us? But a really good qualification period for the Euros. They're also on a 6-game winning run in all competitions, which is always helpful going into a competition. But traditionally though, the opening 90 minutes of European Championship tournaments never ends well for England. They always seem to draw or lose. But the other good thing is, playing at Wembley, they're unbeaten in all their Wembley appearances in major tournaments. But they've never won their first game of the Euros in 9 attempts. We'll come to that shortly. We'll talk about the England team. Croatia, as I said, they had the World Cup final run in 2018, beating England in the semis. The coach is Zlatko Dalic, always an itch in Croatia. But he hasn't really inspired their team in the last 12 months. They're really not playing as well as they were before. They had a lot of wobbles in the qualification for Euro 2020, nearly didn't make it. Obviously they had the League of Nations where they did pretty badly, but they were against France, Portugal and Sweden. But recently they've drawn against Armenia, were beaten by Slovenia, and even just managed a 1-0 win against the Minnows of Cyprus. So hopefully they're not as good as they used to be. England's form at the moment, 1-1, 1-1-1. That's the last, and 1, that's the last 6 matches. Croatia's is lost, 1-1, drawn, lost. So England are the form team at the moment. And I say it's a massive boost to be at home as well. Hopefully the fans in the stadium will help that along. So team news, obviously Harry Maguire is injured at the moment. I can't see him playing. It's all about who's going to replace him. We'll talk about the starting 11, or my starting 11, in a second. But everybody else seems to be fairly fit. I don't believe Marcus Rashford is actually fully fit and hasn't been all season. So I don't really want him to start. Even though I'm a United fan, I don't think he has a place in the starting lineup. Again, we'll come to that in a second. Croatia, they have their defender, Dejan Lovren. Who did he used to play for? Tottenham, I think? Was it him? Is it the same Lovren? Who knows? He remains doubtful for injury. Vida and Kaleta Kar, they'll partner up in the background in the defence instead. But he does have pretty much all the starters. Luka Modric is obviously still playing and still dangerous. Anyway, enough about that because I don't really know much about the Croatian team anyway. Let's go for my England starting 11. This is how I would like England to line up. In goal, Jordan Pickford. He's really developed under Carlo Ancelotti with Everton. So it's a shame he's left Everton actually, because he's helped Pickford to mature a lot. He's not quite the crazy guy that he was. You need to be a little bit of crazy for an England keeper, but I think he'd be fine. Good backup in Dean Henderson as well. In defence, on the left, Luke Shaw. He's had an amazing season with United. Ben Chilwell can still cover that position as well, but very strong in the left-hand side, unusually for England. But Luke Shaw is a shoe-in for me, definitely got to start. John Stones in the middle, he's definitely got to start. He's got the experience now, he's had a great season with City. But Maguire isn't fit alongside him, and that's where we got the problem. Who do you pick in the centre of defence? Well, I've looked at the four of them as Tyrone Mings. Not my first choice. Is he Southampton? Yes. He'd probably do okay. I think Southgate will go with Mings, but for me, I don't know. Ben Godfrey, the other choice, but he shows really good composure when he's got the ball, and that would really help England's cause, playing it out of defence. I think Ben Godfrey could be a surprise package. Could be a bit of a fairy tale tournament for him if he gets the start. Connor Cody is the other option, but he hasn't really had a good season with Wolves. I like him, but I don't know if it's ready for him yet. And Ben White was a late addition for Trent Alexander-Arnold due to his injury. He could be the fairy tale addition as well. But for me, out of those four, personally, I'd like Ben Godfrey to get the call-up. Again, as I say, it could be a dream tournament for him to get that call-up and really step up to the mark, if he can step up. If not, there are replacements. On the right, in defence, for me it's got to be Kyle Walker. Another great season for him. He's another one who's matured, and he's got the speed as well, which is always good. Although Kieran Trippier, controversial because I know some people don't really like him, he's had a fine season in La Liga with Atletico Madrid, won the championship there. At 30, probably his last tournament, might get one more in the World Cup, but I think he could easily fill in that spot as well. I would go with Kyle Walker though. That's my choice. Midfield, let's start with the defensive midfielder, Declan Rice. Declan, stay defensive midfield, stay in that spot, don't do anything else, you'll be fine. Just clean up. That's all you need to do. I think Jordan Henderson will start in midfield as well, but I'd like to squeeze Mason Mount in there. I just think somehow if he plays slightly deeper, hits the mic, if he plays slightly deeper, you could have Phil Foden in there as well, and that'd complete the nice midfield. So you could have Declan Rice, Jordan Henderson, Mason Mount, Phil Foden. I mean, I don't know. Phil Foden has to start though. How about in the attack? Well, this is where England are very strong. So we'd have Sancho on the right. Again, I think he's learned his football in Europe. Very, very young, but he's fit, and I think he could do it for England. Grealish on the left. Again, for me, a flair player. People keep comparing him to Gaza. He's nowhere near Gaza's standard yet, but could be. It could be his tournament. And Harry Kane, if he's fit, I know there's doubts about some ankle ligament injuries, which isn't good, but if Harry Kane can do what Harry Kane does and plays a centre forward and score goals, that's all he needs to do. The worry is that he is really only the true centre forward in the team. Okay. Did I have 11 there or 12? That's my midfield it's the 4-3-3 you see. I think you have to have Declan Rice and then it's Mason Mount and Phil Foden for me, but I think Jordan Henderson will start, so that's my three in the middle. Talking about the substitutes, very good strength in depth for England. You can interchange Rashford into the team, although as I said, his fitness and form is suspect at the moment. Yes, he captained the team in a friendly, but that friendly meant nothing. Raheem Sterling can come on. He's never really done it for England, but has had a fine season for Man City. He's the kind of player that could play Kane through, good passing through. The solid cover throughout the team, really, as I said, in with the keeper, the defence. It's a good strength in depth team, no real superstars, which I quite like, a bit like 2018. Play as a team, not as individuals. Oh, that's a bit of a poetic one there. Croatia probably starting lineup will have lots of itches in. Livakovic, that's Rasliko, Vida, Kaletika, Barisic, Brozovic, Kovacic, Rebic, Modric, Perisic and Petkovic. Lots of itches. Okay, my prediction, let's keep this simple. I'm going to go England 2, Croatia 1. And you can guarantee Croatia will score first. No doubt about it. So Gareth Southgate does have a lot of dilemmas around the pitch. He might even go for the back five. Personally, I would go 4-3-3. With the back five, the wing backs can attack. It's possible, but I think you're better off with a stronger midfield. And Croatia, as I said, over the last 12 months, they've not really done too much. We should be able to put them away. And this could be a good statement from England to set up the rest of the tournament. I think 2-1. 2-1 is reasonable. Doable. Hopefully it's not a 0-0 board draw or Croatia win. England need to get off to a good footing. Part of me actually says 2-2, but I did weaken and my heart went with 2-1. So I'll stick with my 2-1 prediction. What other matches do we have? Group C as Austria versus North Macedonia. North Macedonia, for those of you who don't know, is the former Yugoslavia, one of the parts of the former Yugoslavia. I think a comfortable win for Austria, 3-1. This is North Macedonia's first appearance in the tournament in their 27-year history as a country. So yep, I think they'll get a goal. I think they'll be 3-1. But I think they'll work really hard to start with, get that goal. But I think Austria will be too much overall and probably get late goals to make it 3-1. Group C also, we have Netherlands versus the Ukraine. I nearly said the UK there. I think the Dutch have potential, but I think Ukraine will hold them to a 2-2 draw. I just think Netherlands are not ready yet. Tomorrow we have the other Group D match, the same group as England, Scotland against the Czech Republic. Now this is where you can predict football, I'm sure. This is the one that the Jocks will win 1-0, and they'll hang on to the very end and have all the headlines the next day, how amazing they are. If England draw, that would put Scotland top of the table, and that's when all the bluster will come out that Scotland are going to win the tournament like they always do, and then we'll dash them against the rocks at Wembley on Friday when England poke it up them. That's what I would like anyway. So my prediction though for that game, Scotland 1, Czech Republic 0. Next we have the Group E matches. This is again tomorrow. Poland versus Slovakia. Again, I think a ball draw, 1-1, pretty similar to the Wales-Switzerland game. I don't really see much entertainment there, could be wrong. And finally, Group E in today's predictions, Spain versus Sweden. I think just a clinical 2-0 to Spain. Spain aren't an amazing team, but Sweden aren't really that good at the moment anyway. Could prove me wrong. But I don't see any drama for Spain. I think an early goal in the first half, then they'll score in the 70th, 75th minute. It'll be 2-0, 2-0 to Spain. And that about concludes the summary for today. It's a bit of a lunchtime one because England are kicking off early, and I wanted to get this out there just to see if I can get some more predictions correct. Yesterday was a very good day, very lucrative as well. Okay, come on England, come on Hartlepool United, back in the Football League soon. England.